Alrighty guys, we're back for Cat's Resolve, and this is an Aetherdrift standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. We're splashing red in here for our top end, Nahiri's Resolve. 5 mana enchantment, rocking Boros colors up there. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and have haste. Nice. At the beginning of your end step, exile any number of non-token artifacts and or creatures you control. Return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control at the beginning of your next upkeep. Beautiful stuff, helping us get a bunch of powerful ETBs back onto the board from creatures like Regal Caracal, for example. Also here on the top end, it's a 5 mana 3/3 cat. Other cats you control get +1/+1 and have lifelink. Okay. When this creature enters, create 2 1/1 white cat creature tokens with lifelink. Awesome stuff. If I had 4 of them, I would have considered all 4 of them for this deck list, but 3 should be pretty good too. Something we do have all 4 of, Arahbo, the first Fang. Even though it's a legendary creature, I do think all 4 of them will really come in handy. It already has a huge target on its back anyways. So it's a 3 mana 2/2. Other cats you control get +1/+1. Whenever Arahbo or another non-token cat you control enters, create a 1/1 white cat creature token. Cool stuff, man. How about some card draw packed in? We got Caretaker's Talent as a 4 of in here. It ought to do the thing. I'm not going to take the time to go over it. I will say this. Level 1 comes in handy. Level 2 comes in handy. Level 3 also comes in handy. So everything about this card should be excellent in here. The most powerful of all the kitty cats, Imodane's Recruiter, is not actually a kitty cat, of course, but we're splashing red for Nahiri's Resolve. We might as well at least have one other red card packed in, right? Imodane's Recruiter has a powerful ETB. It also has an adventure side where we care about going wide, so a couple extra knights really could come in handy. We care about having tokens thanks to cards like Caretaker's Talent too. I think the one of Recruiter is actually going to be excellent in here. We have 4 Skyknight Squires. It's a 2 mana 1/1. Whenever another creature you control enters, you put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. As long as this creature has 3 or more +1/+1 counters on it, it has flying, and it's a knight in addition to its other types. Cool stuff, man. We have 4 Gloryheath Lynx. It's a 2 mana 2/3 cat mount, so you saddle it for 2. It has lifelink, which of course comes in handy. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, you search your library for a basic plains card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. So thinning the deck list is great, but also just making sure we have a land to play every single turn leading up to our turn 5 so we can actually play our 5-drop on time. It sounds really, really good to me. I think it'll be excellent in here, and it should be all too easy to saddle up when we have powerful 1-drops like 4 Savannah Lions, just a 1 mana 2/1 kitty cat. That's all it has to be. But we also have a Basri, Tomorrow's Champion. Hopefully I pronounced that right, but honestly, I have no idea. So let me know in the comments. It's a 1 white mana 2/1 legendary creature for 1 white mana. You can tap it, exert Basri, create a 1/1 white cat creature token with lifelink. Now, an exerted creature won't untap during your next untap step. That's still a really interesting ability, especially in the deck list that's rocking Caretaker's Talent, or just cares about making sure we get extra creatures on the board with cards like Skyknight Squire and everything. Okay, how about some removal, huh? We have 4 Sheltered by Ghost. A lot of kitty cats here that we would love to protect with the Ward 2, Skyknight Squire, Arahbo, every other creature in the deck list would not mind being protected by Ward 2, right? But lifelink comes in handy, of course, and Sheltered by Ghost is just an excellent piece of spot removal. Same concept with Get Lost, excellent piece of spot removal. And then also, there's going to be the rare moment where you actually target one of your own things to get a couple map tokens to maybe draw on the Caretaker's Talent. It's going to be rare, but it's not going to be completely unheard of. How about the mana base guys? Actually opting for all 4 Battlefield Forge and all 4 Sunbillow Verge. So opting for like these lands that are just coming in untapped at any point in the game. And hopefully the Battlefield Forge doesn't end up doing too much damage to us, but we do have a decent amount of life gain packed in from the lifelink on Sheltered by Ghost, Gloryheath Lynx, and also Regal Caracal on the top end. A couple Elegant Parlors to work well with the Verge, but also just wanted more dual land. A couple Mirrex acts as mana fixing for at least 1 turn, but then also can generate some extra tokens for the Caretaker's Talent. Same concept with the Fountainport with the fishies, but then also Fountainport works well for extra card draw in the deck list too. A couple Cavern of Souls to help against counterspells for our kitty cats, especially our top end kitty cats that the opponents would love to drop a counterspell on. important honorable mention, Helpful Hunter feels very weird not playing with Helpful Hunter in here. Ultimately though, it got booted out because I wanted Skyknight Squire because it'll be easier to get the extra counter on this to actually saddle up the Gloryheath Lynx. But all that might be a terrible mistake, and we might desperately want a Helpful Hunter in here, so definitely something to consider. We might talk about that more in the final thoughts. Okay, guys, I do my dandies to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead, take this into some ranked, see how we do. We got right into that first game. What am I expecting from the build? I think it's actually going to be pretty decent, man. Okay, I like this first hand. Opponent goes first, unfortunately, but I can't complain about this, right? I think it would be a really weird mulligan, first of all. So, yeah, we definitely keep this. We'll attempt the Gloryheath Lynx, because even if we miss our third, we can still play the other Lynx on 3 and maybe grab our third off the first Lynx. Sunken Citadel, they call black, so there's a chance that we don't even get to keep the first Gloryheath Lynx around, unfortunately, but we'll see, we'll see. Couple Sheltered by Ghosts should be good as long as we can find more mana in time. Okay, couple Sheltered by Ghosts really coming in handy here, I guess, as we're about to lose one to the duress. And it is like I said, I think Gloryheath Lynx is going to have a little bit of a problem. I guess we can successfully play Battlefield Forge without any worries. Yeah, and I think we still want to go the Lynx because we still want to go for the plains just in case we actually get there, right? Oh, Overlord of the Hauntwoods gets some good ramp, and we actually get a swing with the Gloryheath then. With 3 mana, of course, Arahbo is going to come down over the Squire. It would be much better to have Squire established on the board, but this is still pretty darn good, right? All right, grab a plains. That's our 4th. Be able to do 2 mana things next turn. Should be a pretty scary board state for any opponent, but they got some great ramp into their 5th. It could easily be Deadly Cover-Up, but we'll be able to restock our hand nicely, I would say. Or restock the board, I mean. Oh, 5 mana Overlord of the Hauntwoods, even though they know we have Sheltered by Ghosts. So I suppose they could always be going for the extra ETB on the Overlord. They got so much mana on the board, wherever we drop the Sheltered by Ghosts, it would just put a bigger target on the Arahbo. They'd easily pay the ward, I would say. Right? So let's actually just put it on this cat token. We take that Overlord because we want to swing, of course. And we play the other Lynx. No. Squire can finally get established because it is a 2-2 with the Arahbo on the board. But additionally, yeah, I guess any cat we would have played, we could saddle up with the token since that's also a 2-2. All right, there's our 5th mana for the resolve, but are we going to actually get to keep this board state around? That's the question, man. I think we're in board wipe territory for sure, and I'm scared about it. Okay, that's a lot of mana too. Wow. Wow. We got to keep the board state? Holy cow. Well, I'm definitely going to try the Nahiri's Resolve. Boosts this board state tremendously here. So if they have a couple pieces of spot removal, the first one that they want to hit is the Arahbo, because that's also boosting our board state pretty well. At this point for the Gloryheath Lynx, no point in saddling up. That would just be less damage slipping through. They also have the Restless Cottage, but that's not going to stop me from a full swing. Yeah, we go for it, because they're at 9. A cut down can still hit the Arahbo. Oh, they still have 3 mana. Oh, because Sunken Citadel also making it cheaper. Yeah, this is going to be... This might be rough. Tear Asunder. Oh! Oh, crap. Oh, crap. No, they got to block... They got to block the big things here. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, if they don't have the cut down, we still have 9 getting through. Oh, holy cow, guys. I think we might have gotten a little lucky in that first game. Opponent missed a board wipe, which I can only imagine that deck list is running Deadly Cover-Up or something, right? Missed a cut down the whole game, actually. No early cut down either. They had an everywhere open. Dude, I got scared there for a moment. Achievement complete. Heal up. Okay. Oh, that's for healing 777, I guess, or gaining that much life. Well, if I remember, I'll take a look at the achievements at the end here, the end of the video. Yeah, overall, that was a pretty solid first game. We got the resolve on the board. We didn't get to do like the whole ETB side of things because we won before that, but oh man, the opponent had really good blocks there. That got scary really fast. And Tear Asunder, wait a minute. Tear Asunder could have popped the Nahiri's resolve, right? I don't know if that would have saved them though, because then they wouldn't have had the second blocker on the board. It's a lot of mana, but this would be a weird mulligan too, so yeah. Heartfire Hero. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, we should get our turn 1 down. Without a Sheltered by Ghost in hand, this might be a really fast... Might be a really fast game. Hey, at least we'll get to showcase more hands, right? I'll take the 4. I think keeping tomorrow's champion around is better than jumping right now. Another champion. Okay. We can successfully get the mountain down without any worries. We can establish Skyknight Squire, but we're in danger? We could see if they accept that trade, which I highly doubt. But I also don't necessarily want to chump with tomorrow's champion either, so, you know what, let's just go for the swing. Alright, come on down, Skyknight Squire. Let's see if we die this turn. I guess it's possible, but we don't really get to see... I think with their current board state and being at 16, yeah, the most likely way to die is a fling deck list, and we don't really get to see the mice doing the fling thing. Take 9. Now we have a really good jump into the hero. We have an opportunity to not take 6 here. I'm just gonna take it, guys. I think we're in danger either way. Even if we chump, then what? Then our board's looking pretty empty. That's what, you know? Okay, we can successfully get the Mirrex down, and we can totally use it as our white source for the other Skyknight Squire. And then we have tomorrow's champion open. Top ability. This kitty cat has lifelink. With Nemesis, this is going to be a really, really hard board state to block anything in general. And for the last 3 turns, they just established creatures, which means there could be plenty of Monstrous Rages ready in hand. So I think this turn we die. But again, even if I chumped last turn, this would have just been a terribly sticky situation this whole time, right? So, best case scenario, of course, Sheltered by Ghosts for sure. All right, so we can activate tomorrow's champion. This boosts both of the Skyknight Squires. We have an opportunity to trade into the Screaming Nemesis, but then bye-bye life gain for the rest of the game, right? So, I think the best thing here is it definitely sucks losing the lifelink on the cat, but that's the best chump because we can still boost the Squires. Yeah, but if we keep boosting the Squires, we're still going to have to eventually chump. I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe this Squire might actually be a little better. Probably not. Again, we're probably dead. All right, let's... Oh! Wow! It didn't stick at all, guys. No Monstrous Rage, no other boost for the Heartfire hero. Triple Hired Claws. Okay, well that is equally as deadly, huh? Pretty much everything on their board ends this game. So Caretaker's talent is actually interesting. So if I would have chumped with the Skyknight Squire, we could have we would have had 4 mana to actually go level 2 and copy the lifelink token. I don't think it really matters that much, but that's definitely something to think about for sure. And then we can play the other tomorrow's champion because it'll actually be untapped too, so we have more blockers. Yeah, this is one of those games where pretty much the whole game we're kind of sitting there like, it doesn't really matter, does it? We just, at that point, we just kind of play for fun. Good game, opponent. We'll let them swing on into. Especially since they missed the Monstrous Rage. Yeah, I can't even be that mad. They're just playing some good creatures right now. We do have some excellent blocks into the Hired Claws, and they give us a block into the Manifold Mouse too. Oh, I already dropped the GGs, right? Yeah, with Caretaker's talent off the top, being able to copy the lifelink token could have been good. But again, we were just like way too low anyways, so. All right, let's keep the ball rolling. I think we can roll it into some more victories, easy peasy. All 4 Sheltered by Ghosts for a very good reason. A couple get lost. Honestly, 6 pieces of spot removal might not be enough for what we're trying to do, which is kind of like, it's kind of sort of mid-game, you know? We definitely want to get to our turn 5 to actually play our top end. So, a couple Caretaker's talents. We go first. This should be good, right? I'm not too worried that Parlor's the only... Well, Mirrex helping us mana fix for a turn at least, but yeah, with Gloryheath Lynx, maybe we can pull something off here. Start with the Parlor, start with the Surveil. I think, oh, yep, the opponent dropped the mulligan. I'm going to keep the Plains. I hope that's okay. There's no guarantee that we actually saddle up the Gloryheath when it comes time, so keeping the Plains makes a lot of sense to me. And I believe we can establish the Fountainport, I guess. I'll save the Mirrex just in case we do need mana fixing on some turn, but I'm pretty sure we'll be fine now that we got the other Plains. Starting with the Caretaker's talent makes the most sense, but also Arahbo. Okay, they do have a Bunny Rabbit to chump the Lynx. Oh, more mana. We don't really need to go for the saddle here, do we? Although deck thinning wouldn't be terrible. And a bigger swing, too. Caretaker's talent, wait for next turn to draw. Ghost Vacuum, Carrot Cake. Alright, yeah. It's okay. We're going to just take the turn to establish. Let's start with the swing. Getting a Arahbo down seems great. Seems great to thin the deck list and everything too. But just establishing Caretaker's talent before we actually play the cards that give us tokens, probably a little better. At least getting one of them down, right? We don't have to establish the other one next turn. Next turn can easily be the Arahbo. Okay, Fabled Passage. They still have 2 open. Could be a Get Lost or something. Let's go ahead and play the Mountain so we can keep the Parlor open. Get the Arahbo down. Arahbo number 2 is terrific, man. It is. Because, yeah, spot removal. Sheltered by Ghosts. All right. I don't think I'm going to activate the Caretaker talent ability. Actually, tap the Arahbo for the saddle here, too. Yeah, we can activate Caretaker's talent ability next turn instead when the other Caretaker's talent is also on the board. Okay. They decide there's a better block in that Bunny Rabbit's future, huh? Yeah, going wide right now, like, for an extra swing on the cat could also be pretty good. They go Caretaker's talent. Go back up to 18. Fourth mana. Is it going to be like an Overlord, maybe? It's going to be a split up, actually. Oh, that is pretty brutal. That's a 2-for-1. But we do have another Arahbo, luckily. Second Arahbo. Okay, now I am tempted. Okay, well, number one, Sunbillow Verge just being an excellent land here, but I guess we can keep that a secret from them because it doesn't really matter based on our board state right now. So we can play the Plains. They know about that, at least. We do have, like, Caretaker's Talent, and then use one of the abilities to draw 2, and then focus on Arahbo next turn. That could also be pretty good, man. Yeah, extra card draw. I mean, we just got hit for a 2-for-1, so restocking our hand significantly here should be pretty darn good. Okay, draw 2, see if we find a 1-drop as well. That's very possible. Skyknight Squire and extra land, and we could activate the other Caretaker's Talent ability, especially since next turn we plan on Arahbo. Also, if we do this now, we could potentially get a Sunfall out of the opponent's hand, although I do doubt it. We're going to go no attacks because the trade is not as good as boosting our cats next turn, so. Okay, they go Ghost Vacuum and they pick up our Arahbo, the first Fang. They find their 5th mana. Fountainport, Caretaker's Talent, keep 2 planes open. Okay, they copy Bunny Rabbit, get some card draw. 3 Bunny Rabbits versus 3 Kitty Cats. This is cool, man. Okay, right, so now we can successfully get Verge down. I guess Mirrex is equally as good, but we still don't need the Mirrex on the board when we still have so much to play out of hand. I want, like, Squire would be great, but I kind of want to go Sheltered by Ghost to take their talent, you know? So let's start with the draw on the Arahbo. Let's see what we see here. Skyknight Squire, more mana. Yeah, I think Sheltered by Ghosts, and we'll make them pay the extra ward if they want to take care of the Arahbo this time round. Although, I guess they could just do the opposite side of Split Up, right? That's actually a little risky, isn't it? Because they'll get the level 2 on the talent again if they do wipe this board state. That might not have been well optimized. They do go double block here too. If it was a board wipe, they probably would have blocked wide to take less damage. That's my hope, at least. However, if it is another split up, they just call untapped creatures instead of tapped creatures. They'll get their Caretaker's Talent. They have plenty of mana. They actually pass it back. Okay. This is a lot of land, dude. We can play the Mirrex, and we could use the Mirrex as the white source. 1, 2, 3, open. How do we feel about this? Do we go full swing too? Like risk Elspeth's Smite? They have a couple Fountainports as well. Yeah, we go for this. We go for the full swing. I'm pretty sure we still swing with the Arahbo. Let's see what happens. Ghost Vacuum's bottom ability is Sorcery Speed. Activate only as a sorcery. It is going to be a Not on My Watch, which is Attacking Creature. Was it worth the risk? They get the Caretaker's Talent back. They lose the Bunny Rabbit, though, but they can generate fishies on Fountainport. We're doing 2 less damage on the cats. They have Ride's End to keep the Bunny Rabbit so they can copy it with the Caretaker's Talent. Extra creatures on the board or draw on the Fountainport? Extra creatures on the board, right? I'm pretty sure. Oh, dude. We might be in danger. If I wouldn't have swung with the Arahbo, we would have gotten an extra 2 through there. They'd be down to 6 and they wouldn't have Caretaker's Talent. Although the Not on My Watch would have just hit one of the tokens then instead. That's tough, dude. I'm not 100% certain if any of that was optimized to the best ability, but we'll see, man. They do have the Ghost Vacuum to activate next turn too. Get a Gloryheath Lynx and a Arahbo as 1/1s. Oh, there's the Sunfall. Okay, they still got 1 mana open. They can copy the... No, they can't. No, they can't. They already drew off the Incubator. Oh, crap. More mana's really bad. Oh, crap. But we can at least call Kitty Cat. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, guys. We could just infinitely run into more and more board wipes, too. I think we're in danger, as funny as that is. Mainly because of how much mana we have in hand, though. Still have 3 open for Fountainport Fishy or 3 open for Mirrex. We could do that now, see what we draw. I think I'll opt for Fishy. Still have 2 open. I should have done that before the Skyknight Squire. Well, no. Because Skyknight Squire gets a little bit of a boost, too. I want the draw on our turn because it could affect the whole turn. Caretaker's Talent, more mana. Yeah, we dump it all. We're risking another Sunfall, I know, but we gotta get there, you know? So they can start with the draw on the Incubator, but the Incubator will die. So they'll have 4 cards in hand. Archangel Elspeth, that's not a Sunfall. They go Soldier, draw. They could still power up Incubator. They find more mana. So they power up Incubator and still have 1 mana open, too. Tell you what, Nahiri's Resolve would be so good. Copy Soldier. They still can power up the Incubator. Get Lost should be pretty decent. So we start with card draw, I suppose. And I think drawing 2 is fine. I don't think we want to waste 3, then draw on Fishy. I think we go Fishy, because we'll still have 5 mana open. Draw 2, see if we can find that Nahiri's Resolve. I think that makes the most sense to me. Skyknight Squire going in the air. More Caretaker's Talent. That's a lot. A lot of Caretaker's Talent, huh? So at that point, we could boost the Fishy further. Won't be too worried about the 4/4, right? Well, we don't want them to draw on the Get Lost either. I apologize, opponent. I'm thinking, buddy, this is a lot to consider here. If we pop one of their creatures with the Get Lost, they're going to draw on the Caretaker's Talent. So maybe we just pop the Caretaker's Talent instead. Or we can hit Planeswalkers too. Archangel Elspeth. Actually, wow. This is tough decisions, man. This gives our creatures hexproof indestructible. It won't save it from a Sunfall if they do find it. Mirrex token can boost the Skyknight Squire to 5 as well. Full swing, power up the Incubator. If they go card draw. Skip the Archangel Elspeth is so sketchy. I don't like that at all. No matter what, they have the chumps on the ground anyways. We should make sure we hit the Archangel Elspeth. Power up Mirrex token, I suppose. It's just not, it's not the best. But we don't want to power it up. We don't want to get hasty here, because if they don't power up Incubator token, then they might still have removal here with the Plains. Okay. Okay. I think this is removal in hand. Because why not block Fishy? Elspeth Smite onto the Gloryheath. Wow, Skyknight Squire actually gets to take out the Archangel Elspeth. And they would have blocked on the ground here if we were threatening their life. So I'm pretty sure we wanted to take that. And then tomorrow's champion is going to stay in hand, I guess, because we have to anticipate them drawing into another Sunfall, especially when they still have card draw for the Caretaker's talent. So again, if we just went for Get Lost on the talent, we wouldn't have to worry too much about the extra card draw. Oh, not going to activate Fountainport or Mirrex. They're actually just going to boost the lifelink on the ground. Okay, crap. I guess I'll take it. They have 4 mana. They can still power up Incubator. They go back up to 11, but we have a pretty good board state here. Especially if they miss removal for the Squire. Dude, hopefully I'm playing this out well enough because there's a lot of things to consider. They actually go Fountainport for draw now on the 3/3. GG opponent. I guess searching if they found mana, they could have played it and still powered up the Incubator. Yeah, hopefully I played that out well because there was a lot of moments. First of all, if we found some of our top end, I think that would have been a much different game, right? We got 6, 5 drops. Nahiri's Resolve would have been excellent in this game. I'm pretty sure, at least. Especially before the Sunfall, too. If we were able to exile our important creatures beforehand. Guys, we're 31 minutes in. Let's try to get one more game in. While I have you here towards the end of the video, make sure you check out that description where we have that Discord link, as well as that Patreon link, too, if you're interested in supporting the channel that way. Also, guys, the YouTube side of things, if you actually like the video, make sure you drop it a like, and if you enjoy the channel, then consider subscribing. It really does help out the channel, so thank you, thank you. Oh, there's our top end. There's half of our top end for the last game, guys. What do you think? We try it? We're going first, so there's a chance we're not going to see a turn 1 Heartfire hero. You know what? Let's give it a shot. Win or lose, I'm relatively satisfied with what we were able to pull off today, man. So let's show the opponent what they're up against. Kitty cats. Yeah. No, opponent. Okay, it's not a Heartfire hero at least, but Grease Wrench Goblin means we might just be up against goblins, which is pretty scary too. Parlor would have been much better on turn 1. I'll still establish it now, though, because I don't mind the Surveil, and I don't feel like keeping the Get Lost open is going to do much here on turn 2. Hopefully, I'm not wrong about that, but keep mana on top so we have the 5th on time for our 3/5 drops. Grease Wrench Goblin, Fanatical Firebrand. All right, down to 17 for this turn. And the Get Lost, the Get Lost wouldn't have done too much. We realistically want that for their 3 mana card, so... Okay, we can get the Verge down. It's just an excellent dual land at this point. See if we can pop their 3 mana Goblin. That would be ideal. They go ahead, start their engines. Cacophony Scamp. That's not a 3 mana Goblin. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh my goodness, Burnout Bastronaut. I don't even know what the best target here is, right? They have Raceway to pop one of the maps too, which actually just seems beneficial for them. But I guess taking care of a Grease Wrench Goblin means less damage this turn. I get benefits from those map tokens, man. If we find more mana off top too, I think we're in a lot of danger. But it's a lot of things we could find here that could actually help us balance the scales. Sheltered by Ghosts is actually terrific. However, something like a Gloryheath Lynx would have been a little bit better. Since we actually don't have the target, we're going to go maybe a Fishy Chump next turn with the Fountainport. And maybe we could still pull off the Regal Caracal. We have a chance, guys, to get to turn 5 here. I guess at that point, too, I guess another Get Lost would have been better than the Sheltered by Ghost since we don't have creatures. But once we get creatures on the board, Sheltered by Ghost is so good. Exiling the Cacophony Scamp and everything. Okay, Cavern of Souls. This will be a worthwhile chump to get a Goblin off the board. And hopefully... Oh my goodness, we're increasing their speed, guys. Oh no. Yeah, hopefully... Oh crap. They have 3 open. At that point, taking care of 5... Cacophony Scamp? What? what do I want to do here, man? If we block the Grease Wrench Goblin, they have the exhaust ability, but if we don't block the Grease Wrench Goblin, they still have the exhaust ability anyways. We'll just be taking more damage. At the very least, at least they won't be playing any more goblins for the turn, right? Is that okay? Yeah, because now they're tapped out. They decide not to discard anything. They like their hand. They do pop the Scamp. They proliferate onto the Grease Wrench Goblin and get an extra damage through for the turn, which I think that's a great play from the opponent. They don't know what we're up against. We could be running into our Sunfall. We know we don't have one, but they're taking a look at Fountainport and everything. I think that is an excellent play from the opponent for real. All right, let's see what Regal Caracal can get done for us here. And Skyknight Squire into Sheltered by Ghost, pick up the Grease Wrench Goblin is not terrible either. However, without extra counters, we're gonna... Yeah. What am I thinking, bro? We just go Caracal all day, every day, and see what the opponent has in hand here, because they liked it enough not to trade any of them out. Yeah, the proliferate off the Scamp. That was just that was a really good time to pop that Scamp. Really was. Call Goblin on the Cavern. They got 5 mana open. Some burn in hand would be pretty good. Okay. So we can double block the Bastronaut. They can boost it twice. We'd lose both of our lifelink kitty cats, but the idea here, yeah, the idea is that we gain back... Okay, hold up. Okay. Crap. Crap, guys. I'm being hit with analysis paralysis for this video. We got to be as safe as possible, and the only reason I'm also blocking with Caracal is because we have Caracal number 2. Even though I'd love to give the first Caracal lifelink, I think we have to be super careful because we don't know what's in the opponent's hand at all. This could be devastating. Monstrous Rage. So we might still be dead if they could have another Monstrous Rage and some burn because they got 5 mana open. Activate Bastronaut ability if they... Okay, even if they do it again. So we are losing one of the kitty cats. Kitty cats get to keep the lifelink, though, the tokens. With Skyknight Squire, Sheltered by Ghosts, if we see a 1-mana card, we have 7 1-drop creatures packed in. Okay, we're going back up to 9, but they get to keep the Grease Wrench Goblin around, which is terrible news. We got to pick that up with Skyknight Squire for sure. And I'd say we got a little lucky that they didn't have even more in hand for the turn, right? Another Fanatical Firebrand. So now, by keeping Fanatical Firebrands open, they make it so that way we can't target our 1/1s with Sheltered by Ghosts. So if we go Skyknight Squire, for example, and the Tomorrow's Champion's really good, but we'll get Squire up to a 2/2, they pop both Firebrands, so that way Sheltered by Ghost just kind of fizzles out. So just establishing the other Caracal, continuing to go wide, is a little better for the turn. Unfortunately, we're really stuck between a rock and a hard place because they could have even more Monstrous Rages in hand. They do go Firebrand onto the 1/1. It's kind of good news because next turn we might be able to pull off the Sheltered by Ghost then, which is going to be pretty important, dude. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what the best plays are right now. Also, now that they're at max speed, too, I'm really glad we double blocked the Bastronaut because that double strike would have been devastating. But there's other fancy things they can do with max speed. They have Amonkhet Raceway on the board, for example. Can give haste to like a Cacophony Scamp. Prinko Mob Boss, they can give haste to. Oh no. Oh no. So the problem right now too with Nahiri's Resolve is we exile at the end and it doesn't come back till the upkeep, and we're in desperate need of Wow, they go for the swing first. We're going to take 1, going to gain 4. They still want to do this right now. They want to get 3 goblins out of this for sure, right? Yeah, they got the firebrand open still, too. Okay, triple goblins. Down to 8, up to 12. Okay, I think we're okay, but ooh, sheltered by ghosts. Hi. Hi there. We still have an issue with the fanatical firebrand, and man, I would love to establish this Nahiri's resolve, but then we probably just die next turn. They could boost this wide goblin board state easily. If they tap Krinko again, we're in a lot of danger. So we have to figure out this sheltered by ghosts. We're going to start with the Skyknight Squire. We got to look at the cycling on the Tamara's champion sometimes too. But right now, it's just a little bit better. Oh, guys, Skyknight Squire with the Caracal on the board is a 2-2. Okay, that also works, but I think we'll still play Tamara's champion because I don't like them having that firebrand open. Like, does give him a target, but our Skyknight Squire is getting a pretty decent boost here. A 3-3 lifelink is better than a 2-2 lifelink, for example. They pop the firebrand, that's 1 less goblin that we got to worry about, and now we can successfully give ward to our Caracal and lifelink to the Caracal as well. We could take a goblin and go for the swing, probably not worth it, just pick up that Krinko. Now we could swing, and they could triple block. We go up to 16, but they get the Krinko back, which is something we don't want to do, as they'll immediately be able to give it haste anyways. Oh my goodness, guys. Burnout Astronaut. 2 cards left in hand. Goblins versus kitty cats. How cool is this, huh? House Squad Heavy. Oh, buddy. What's their last card in hand, too? I guess it doesn't matter because Amonkhet Raceway. I guess they want to give... Yeah, I guess they could have given haste to the House Squad Heavy, had a whole bunch of red mana open, but we don't know what their last card is, so... A full swing. How do we know? Guys, their last card in hand is a Monstrous Rage, and they give haste to heavy, tap for the red, kill our Caracal, get their Krinko back. I guess it is what it is at that point, right? We should definitely go for the block while we have the block. If their last card is a boost, it just is what it is at that point, right? We didn't have to block with the Regal Caracal, though. Dude, it is something. It is something, too. So we have the other sheltered by ghosts. That's important. It still trades out. We're still having a great... Okay. We still have great life gain here. Dude, we're in so much danger, but they finally ran out of cards in hand, too. Krinko comes back, it has haste, so I guess I shouldn't have blocked with the Caracal, but the last card? Oh no. Oh no, guys, oh no. Okay. Well, number 1, Sheltered by Ghosts can take the heavy now too, or the Krinko, but it doesn't really matter. We kind of got blown out by that, and it was totally my fault. I didn't have to block. But whoa, hold up. No, if I didn't block with the... They could have done that exact same thing. Monstrous Rage onto the Double Strike Bastronaut, right? Okay, actually, I think we might have died last turn. Well, that's one to go back and actually watch, right? For sure. So on the stack of trying to take the Krinko, they're going to tap it for 4 goblins. Outside of that, we'll still have a Fishy coming in, and House Squad Heavy is still pretty darn good to pick up, and so is Burnout Bastronaut, but we got to be realistic here, right? Krinko's a problem. Krinko with House Squad Heavy is a problem, but Okay. 5 goblins, not 4 goblins. If I said 4, I was thinking 4. So, all right, let's see. Let's see what the opponent has. The fishies kind of, sort of, our play for the turn because it boosts the Skyknight Squire, or kind of, sort of a surprise, but not really. They top deck Horde Master. Oh no! Oh no! They get an extra one here too. I think so. We can't chump the Bastronaut unless we double block because it has Menace, which is super devastating. We go back up to 13. Looks like they're not going to be swinging with the Howl Squad Heavy. Surprised? Okay, I was going to say, I'd be very surprised if they don't swing with the Bastronaut. We have to pay 1 for the fishy too. So technically, we could double block Bastronaut, but then we lose the Squire, they get the Krinko back. So I guess the best thing to do here is to chump and chump, and then we go back up to 13, and then we're taking a lot. We're taking like another, what, 16 damage this turn. Oh, even more too. So 6 just from that. Oh, and Howl Squad Heavy boost as well. Oh, dude, it's like I never played Goblins before, right? So number 1, so this is what would have happened last turn if we didn't block with the Caracal. They would have had a pretty good boost onto the Bastronaut, but also they had Monstrous Rage in hand, which also would have went onto the Double Strike Bastronaut too. Wow. Hey, good game, opponent. I think that could have gone either way for real, and I'm actually a little surprised by that because we kept a really risky hand. The double Caracals were so good. I definitely risked both Caracals, right? I think maybe the first Caracal, if I would have kept it around, maybe we could have done a thing. But another thing too, if they missed the second Monstrous Rage. But that's one of those things, man. I always make the joke, you got to anticipate 59 Monstrous Rage. And that's very true. You do. You always have to expect it in their hand. And when they don't have it, that's great news, man. But you'll still be happy that you played around it, type of thing. You know what I mean? Here's the deck list again, guys. All right. Yeah, I like this. I'm glad we revisited this before the next set. I don't know if the next set is going to have any kitty cats or whatnot, but yeah, we're getting so close to the next set that I'm doing a few revisits, right? We just revisited a Mono Green Stompy too. This was fun. I like this. And I guess we'll see. I still haven't really gone through a lot of the new cards that are coming out in the next set. I don't really know if there's any kitty cats coming out, honestly. So we'll see. We'll see. Sheltered by Ghosts as the 4 of and Get Lost. This could be your choice spot removal for sure. And you can trade those around however you want to, like 3 Get Lost, 3 Sheltered by Ghosts. That could be good as well. There was a moment in that game where we top decked the Sheltered by Ghosts, but it would have been much better just to see the Get Lost for the turn, that type of thing. So you got to base it on your collection for sure. And there's a lot of rares packed in. The Tomorrow's Champions rare, Get Lost, of course, right? Skyknight Squire, Caretaker's Talent, Arahbo, Caracal, and Nahiri's Resolve are all rare. So guys, if like, I'm not going to say put it on the do not craft list, but you definitely have to look at your collection and trade cards out and base it completely on your collection. If you can get away with putting a list that's very similar without crafting a single thing, then I think you're going to have a lot of fun with this style of deck list for sure. So, for example, maybe you don't have all 4 Caretaker's Talents. It's going to be terrific, but it would also be terrific as a 2 of too. So you could go up a couple budget kitty cats or something. So a card that made the honorable mentions, a very important honorable mention, is Helpful Hunter, just being an excellent cat that trades itself out. You play it and then you draw it, right? So I should say it replaces itself, not trades itself out, right? It's powerful in kitty cats, and it's powerful in decks that care about ETBs like Nahiri's Resolve and stuff too. Yeah, I think this was hard. This was a hard one to play, but it was like a really fun one to play too. But it was definitely rough. I think more practice and it would have been much easier to make the decisions as well. I definitely didn't practice with this one enough, I would say, as I was hit with big time analysis paralysis in a lot of those games, a lot of decisions to make and a lot of different options, which is actually just good news, right? having a lot of different options is good for deck lists. I think the mana base was excellent. I do like the double parlor. Is going to slow you down sometimes, but not more often than not, you're going to actually like to have the surveil, and just the fact that it's a mountains and plains, so creates a great verge. I think the splash of red makes a lot of sense. The mana base not holding us up at all. I think Battlefield Forge, I think, is actually totally fine. We actually really had a lot of life gain packed in, didn't we, with all the extra lifelink on Lynx and Sheltered by Ghosts and Regal Caracal. Just opting for a land that's going to come down untapped at any time. Literally our whole mana base, except for the Elegant Parlors, you're going to play them and it's going to come down untapped at any point in the game, which is actually really important when we care so much about the early game and the mid game. So once we get to the late game too, we're still going to have a really good engine rolling with the Resolve and everything. Resolve being able to get those ETBs on like Arahbo and Regal Caracal, and you're just spamming the board with way too many creatures, and they all have haste, and they all get +1/+0, and all the cats get +1/+1, and another +1/+1 from Arahbo. We didn't really get to see a significant pop-off, but it's not going to be unheard of as we get to that mid to late game and we actually have a chance to establish things. Something else that's not going to be unheard of, though, is Nahiri's Resolve just getting popped to a Get Lost, or a Terra Sunder, or something like that. There's so many great artifacts and enchantments. What that ends up meaning is people have ways to remove them as well. Still worthwhile, you know? And we called it Cat's Resolve for a reason, bro. Did we see Imodane's Recruiter today? I don't think we did, but I also think it's still going to be fine as the one of, and that's like one of those things, man. It's a one of, so this could be your card of choice in general, since we didn't see it, but I still think you're going to appreciate it as a one of too. There's noteworthy things when we have these humans packed in here, right? We have, actually, funny enough, they're both human knights. When we have these knights packed in here, you know, it doesn't work with the Arahbo First Fang ability, where it specifically says non-token cat, not just a creature, but that's fine because cards like Skyknight Squire don't matter if it's a cat entering, it's just any creature at that point. We actually saw come into play today when we played Tomorrow's Champion to boost the Squire. And then also, it's not going to be unheard of at all to treat the Recruiter as a 5-drop too for the trained troops side of things, which should be actually excellent. We went wide enough to consider cards like, I don't know what it's called right now, Case of the Getaway Express, but I think generally speaking, yeah, we'd love to solve this and it wouldn't be too hard to solve, and giving the extra boost to the power could be great because that could be extra life gain when we have lifelink on all of our cats from the Caracal, right? But anyways, Case of the Getaway Express is one of those cards too where you actually have to have something established. So instead of being early removal, you're looking at Case of the Getaway Express coming down on like turn 5 after you just played a 3-drop Arahbo too on your turn 5 because the opponent killed the actual turn 3 Arahbo. That sounds complicated, but that's like actually what would happen in a game, right? You actually get Arahbo down on turn 3, and then you wait a couple turns to establish it again, or the second one again, which is another reason to make the case for all 4 of them, even though it's legendary, which happens to be a lot of legendaries that I've been playing with recently. Well, except for Tomorrow's Champion, right? Yeah, this is also legendary, and it would not be worth the 4 of, in my opinion. I think 3 makes sense. I think 2 would even make sense too, based on what we saw today. At that point, what would I go up? No idea. Probably more removal. But we also really like to have creatures too. So if it could be, I don't know, maybe some utility actually. You know what could have made the honorable mentions for sure? Is the Kutzel's Flanker. This is a cat warrior with flash, and it could be great to be able to pick up a graveyard. Also comes along with the gain 2 life or scry 2 ability, right? Yeah, gain 2 life and scry 2, or exile target player's graveyard, or the top ability that we never see actually happen, but it could come in handy, right? So honorable mention, this definitely should have been an honorable mention, right? All right, guys, enough rambling, huh? If you made it this far to the video, for real, y'all are champions. Let me know what you thought of the deck list. Yeah, put it on the do not craft list, but that being said, I'm not saying don't put the deck list together. I'm saying don't waste a bunch of wild cards on it. So you want to take a look at your collection and maybe piece something similar together. And I think the big cards that you want in your collection to actually consider putting it together would be the Nahiri's Resolve and a way to successfully splash red in mono white cats, which means you're going to want to look at the mana base too. There are some budget land options that you could consider, but yeah, no, I definitely, first of all, Sunbillow Verge. If you're a Boros player, I would consider this a well worthwhile craft. I know for me, it was a well worthwhile craft for sure. So yeah, something to consider there with the Verge, I suppose. All right, guys, now actually enough rambling. Let me know what you thought of the deck list down in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.